All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast. Now, today, the Green Bay Packers were able to quickly put last week's blowout loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers behind them as they took care of business versus the Houston Texans with a big 35-20 win on the road. Green Bay set the tone early on after they got the opening kickoff. They marched down the field on a 10-play, 75-yard drive to begin the game, which was culminated with quarterback Aaron Rodgers connecting with wide receiver Davante Adams on a 3-yard touchdown pass. Now, from there, Green Bay went on to build a 21-0 halftime lead, and they never looked back. One of the keys today for the Packers is the fact that they were 7 of 12 on third down. Aaron Rodgers was 23 of 34 passing for 283 yards with 4 touchdowns, and more importantly, no interceptions, and this Packers offensive line did a good job of keeping him clean because he was not sacked. Jamal Williams had 77 physical yards on the ground to offset what the Packers are able to do through the air. And speaking of the air, for all of you fantasy buffs out there, if you had Davante Adams on your team today, he cleaned up for you. 13 big catches for 196 yards and a pair of touchdowns, and it could have been worse because Aaron Rodgers actually missed him on a few throws. But nevertheless, this was a big game for Aaron Rodgers and the Pack, because remember, they were up 10-0 early on Tampa Bay last week, and then the wheels fell off as they got the brakes beaten off of them down in Florida. It's a situation, I mean, you look at that game, they lost 38-10, but, you know, the good ones, they put bad games like that behind them. You know, erase it from their memory bank, go out there and reset the tone and look towards the future. That is what Aaron Rodgers did today. I think it was important, especially with not being able to get sacked by this defense, especially when you're talking about you got to deal with the likes of J.J. Watt coming off the edge. So that's always important to be cognizant of and keep a guy like Aaron Rodgers upright. And we see what can happen when you keep number 12 clean, as he can go out there and pick a team apart. Make no mistake about it. The Packers have one loss. The Chicago Bears have one loss. I know that they're getting ready for their Sunday night game right now versus the Los Angeles Rams, but the Packers are the best team in the NFC North. Make no mistake about it. You look at it, how far can this team go in the playoffs? I think Green Bay is going to win the NFC North. They have Minnesota at home this Sunday. They're on the road versus San Francisco on Thursday night in week number 9. It's been an up and down season so far for San Fran, but you look at Green Bay, very manageable schedule the rest of the way. They still have 2 games with the Chicago Bears. It's going to be tough. In week 16 they host Tennessee, and then week 17 they're at Chicago, so we'll have to wait and see what happens right there. But make no mistake about it, the Pack are the best team in the NFC North, and I think that they can make some hay in the postseason on the NFC side. You look at the fact that, you look at the top teams right now in the NFC, the Seattle Seahawks, the Los Angeles Rams. You also look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Green Bay will be able to hold their own with those teams in the postseason. They're definitely going to get at least one home game, and I know that, there's possibility there still won't be that many fans at Lambeau come January, but it's still Lambeau, it's still the cold, and teams don't like to go up there and play this team, especially if Aaron Rodgers is playing like he is right now. I said coming into the season that we were going to see a motivated Aaron Rodgers after the Packers took Jordan Love in the first round of this year's draft. Aaron Rodgers has not let me down. He's been dialed in with the exception of last week's game. He got back on track. Total team effort today versus the Houston Texans. I know that the Texans only have 1 victory so far this season, but they're still a tough team under interim head coach Romeo Crennel, because those guys are fighting for jobs next season, and you still have to deal with the likes of Deshaun Watson at quarterback. So it's a good job for the Packers to go out there and get a victory over this team, get their confidence back on track, and now they can set their sights on the second half of the season and doing some more damage on the NFC side. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to thank all of the subscribers out there. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.